رب العالمين حمدا كثيرا طيبا مباركا فيه، والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه أجمعين وعلى كل من سار على نهجه بإحسان إلى يوم الدين وسلم تسليما كثيرا. اللهم لا سهل إلا ما جعلته سهلا، وأنت تجعل بفضلك الحزن إذا شئت سهلا. اللهم يسر لنا ما فيه خيرنا في ديننا ودنيانا وعاقبة أمرنا. ربنا وعلمنا ما ينفعنا وانفعنا بما علمتنا وزدنا من لدنك علما واجعلنا من عبادك العالمين العاملين المخلصين. Dear brothers and sisters, today, inshallah, we'll focus on most important topic that related to all of us, which is to be happy in your life. Sometimes people would understand this life in a very wrong matter, very wrong way. And by understanding that, they would reach the bad end. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has mentioned in the Quran the real understanding of this life. How can you understand this life? In which way? Which way you will follow to reach the happiness? Nowadays, all people seek the materialistic issues or things. They think that if they fulfill their desires by having money, for example, or by getting good wife, or by having, for example, big house, then this will make them happy. But in the real matter, you can find some people who are very rich, and at the end they feel depressed in their daily basis way or days. And you can find some people who have lots of children, but in same matter, they don't feel happy with them. And you can find people who have very big businesses, and in same matter, they don't feel happy with it. And you can find people as well who are very, very rich, but they don't feel happy with their money. Of course, Islamically, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala put this life as a test for everyone. It's not as the paradise, as the Jannah. Of course, you will feel depressed sometimes, you will feel sorrow sometimes, you will face some calamities in this life, and on the other hand, you feel much better, you feel happy about something. Then you are in the middle. Sometimes you are happy and sometimes you are sad. But in same manner, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given to the believer a special help when they are in a bad situations. This special help, we'll call it in Arabic طمأنينة. طمأنينة. It means your heart would feel comfortable, relax. You will feel happy inside. And the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam mentioned in the hadith, عجبا لأمر المؤمن إن أمره كله خير. The believer, his matter, every matter of the believer is good. Even he feel bad, he is in bad situation, but Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will give him special help. With this help, this sorrow or these calamities will transfer to be happiness in inner side. For this reason, some people will flee from their situation, real situation, to commit sins in order to feel happy. For example, lots of people waste their times by watching TV in daily life. Maybe they spend around 2 hours, 3 hours, maybe 4 hours. They wasting their time. They think they feel happy about it. Some people will listen to the music and they think this will give them happiness. They feel happy inside. They have fun. Some people, maybe they have sports. Of course, sports is good, but don't over-exaggerate. Don't go over limit. Have a limit for it. Then Islamically, these issues, or to have fun in this life, has a philosophy in Islam. The fun, it's not a name in itself, to have fun. To feel happy, to have highest level in the Jannah. This is your aim, main aim in this life. But to have fun sometimes, you need it to continue in walking, to continue in this life, to continue in a good work, to help you in your work, in your job, in your ibadah, for example. Because you are a physical body, and in the same time you have soul inside. People look at the physical side and they think if they fulfill it, if they fulfill the desires, then they will feel happy in their life. But in the same time, they forget about their soul. There are what we call it something related to your soul. Happiness is in your heart, in your heart. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the only one who can give you this happiness in your heart. And we call it, as we started, we call it طمأنينة. Then, what are the ways of having طمأنينة in your life? In which way? Which way that you should follow to have طمأنينة, or to feel relaxed? As I said, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given the believer special help, which is طمأنينة. Between brackets, before we start, or before continue about these ways, you should understand that when you fulfill your desire, your lust, you will feel happy in the beginning. You have fun in the beginning, but the result is very bad. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala put very bad result after you finish this desire. For example, maybe you steal money, you are very happy, you have lots of money, but after that you will pay the tax. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will let you face lots of calamities in your life. وَمَنْ أَعْرَضَ عَنْ ذِكْرِ فَإِنَّ لَهُ مَعِيشَةً ضَنْكَ. If you turn your back to the orders of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, then you will face lots of calamities as a punishment, of course. Then, if you commit adultery, for example, then you will feel happy in this time, but after a while, you will feel depressed. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will make your chest narrow. فَمَنْ يُرِدِ اللَّهُ أَنْ يَهْدِيَهُ يَشْرَحْ صَدْرَهُ لِلْإِسْلَامِ وَمَنْ يُرِدْ أَنْ يُضِلَّهُ يَجْعَلْ صَدْرَهُ ضَيِّقًا. Feeling depressed it means that your chest is narrow. Then you will not feel happy about anything you're doing. Why? Because of this sin. And the Prophet ﷺ mentioned in the hadith, in relation to this matter, إذا أذنب العبد نكت في قلبه نكتة سوداء. If you commit a sin, then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will put just a black dot in your heart. A black dot in your heart, in every sin. If you repent, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will cancel it. You will come back to your normal side. But if you add another sin and another sin, and in every sin you will have another dot, black dot. After that, after a while, you will have lots of dots, and these dots will cover your heart. And when your heart is covered, it means you will not feel happy about anything you are doing. This is the punishment. This is the punishment of committing sins. Then the rules, the law of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in this life, if you commit a sin, any sin you committed in this life, after a while you will feel depressed straight away. You will have the punishment about it. And of course, at the day of judgment, you will have another punishment. But we are talking now about the dunya. And vice versa as well. If you do something, we call it worship of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, or obeying of Allah azza wa jal, following the orders of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in this life, you need to struggle in the beginning. You need to strive sometimes. You need to put some effort in it. For example, if you want to come to the mosque to pray Fajr prayer, then you need to face yourself, your Satan, your desires, your Satan, your devil, and you need to struggle, and you need to have very big effort to do it. But after a while, you feel relaxed. You feel relaxed. You feel comfortable in your side. And look and observe yourself. Every order that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala asked you to do it, and you do it, it is hard in the beginning, but after a while, you will feel comfortable from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah azza wa jal will put His mercy, He'll put His giving in your heart. You will feel relaxed in your side or inside yourself. Then the sin, it is easy, but after it, it's hard. Vice versa, the obeying of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, it's hard in the beginning, but after a while, you will feel happy in yourself. Then what are the ways that you should follow? And then Allah Azza wa Jal will make you feel comfortable even you are in very bad situation. First, to be near to Allah Azza wa Jal. Al-qurbu min Allahi ta'ala. To be always with Allah Azza wa Jal. Don't forget Him. Don't be away from Him. Maybe by praying, maybe by fasting, maybe by remembering Him. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioning clearly in the Quran by saying, أَلَا بِذِكْرِ اللَّهِ تَطْمَئِنُّ الْقُلُوبِ. It means that it's only by remembering and mentioning the name of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the hearts will feel comfortable, relaxed. You will feel happy. It will feel happy. Then, happiness in your side by remembering the name of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Remember always, try your best to always remember the name of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Why you should do that? Because if you are with Allah azza wa jal, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will give you what we call it good ideas. Good ideas or fresh the ideas that will refresh you. How? For example, when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned in the Quran, إِنَّ الَّذِينَ اتَّقَوْا إِذَا مَسَّهُمْ طَائِفٌ مِّنَ الشَّيْطَانِ تَذَكَّرُوا فَإِذَا هُمْ مُبْصِرُونَ. It means maybe if you are amongst the pious, then and the Satan will come to you to whisper about something, then Allah Azza wa Jal in this time will let you remember him, and by remembering him, you will avoid the whisper of the Satan. Then you will see the reality. Then if you mention the name of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will give you these ideas. For example, if you feel depressed about something, you face such a problem in your life, then Allah Azza wa Jal will help you by let you thinking about matters that will help to avoid these problems, to make it less. For example, you are sick, and you are very sick, and you say, Alhamdulillah. You will say, Alhamdulillah, thank God. And when you say this word, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will make you feel relaxed. He will make you feel relaxed. And you will think that there's an end for it. And you will think in same time that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will reward you about it in the day of judgment. And in same time, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you will think in yourself that Allah Azza wa Jal will make it less on you. Then by that, by these ideas, and of course nowadays if you go to a psychologist, what is the role of the psychologist? His role is to give you such ideas to help you to feel less harm. By remembering the name of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, by saying the names of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, by mentioning the name and repeat the name of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, what we call it dhikr, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will give you in this time such ideas, and these ideas will be like a remedy for you, will cure you from this problem. Vice versa, if you don't remember and you don't mention the name of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, then the Satan will come to you and will make the problem bigger and worse. How? The role of the Satan is to let you fear, to be afraid about the future. And as Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned in the Quran, الشيطان يعدكم الفقر ويأمركم بالفحشاء. Shaitan, the Satan, will come to you and will promise you that you will face the poverty. You will be poor in the future. He make a problem for you, and he will give you such a solution for it, and this solution will make in real situation, he will make it worse on you. How? For example, we'll tell you that if you don't have this money by this way, and it is haram way, for example, then you will be poor. Then you will have this money in haram way, for example. Then when you have this haram way, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will punish you. You will feel depressed about it. Then you don't benefit from this way. The Satan, his role is to make the worst ideas in your head. And this we call it whisper. He will whisper always in your head in order to make you feel more depressed, to feel more harm, to not find any solution for you unless the solution of haram way. This is the way of, then when you remember the name of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, especially in salah, then you will concentrate in salah about the name of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, many dhikr, then Allah Azza wa Jal will protect you from the whisper of shaitan that give you such ideas that will make you feel depressed and think in a bad way. Then first way to feel relaxed, to help you in your problems, by conserving or preserving to mentioning the name of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in a daily basis way. For example, when you enter the mosque, you mention the name of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. When you go out, you mention the name of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. When you want to eat, you mention the name of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Every movement in your life, you should remember Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and mention His name. If you do that, then Allah Azza wa Jal will give you such ideas, and these ideas will help you in facing your problems. Second way, to be on the straight path. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned clearly in the Quran, إِنَّ الَّذِينَ قَالُوا رَبُّنَا اللَّهُ ثُمَّ اسْتَقَامُوا فَلَا خَوْفٌ عَلَيْهِمْ وَلَا هُمْ يَحْزَنُونَ. If you say Allah is my Lord, and after that you are on the straight path, you follow the straight path, then there's no fear on you on the future, and you will not feel sorry about something you've done in the past. فَلَا خَوْفٌ عَلَيْهِمْ. Of course, you fear about something in the future. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will protect you from this fearness. You will not be afraid about your future. And of course, when you are not afraid about your future, you will feel always relaxed. And you will not feel sorry about what happened in the past. And most depression come from these situations. Fearing about the future and feeling sorry about the past. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has promised the one who is on the straight path that will help him and will give him such a protection or guarantee that there's no fear on him on the future in every situation he will face. Third, to keep away from haram, and this we mentioned it in the beginning. And of course, there's help from Allah Azza wa Jal. Allah Azza wa Jal will help you when you avoid and you keep away from haram. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will give you such a giving. This giving is to let you feel happy when you avoid or when you leave such a sin. When you leave such a sin, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will let you feel relaxed. And this we talked about it in the beginning. But on the other hand, for example, troubles or problems come from disobeying Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Especially, I will give an example as husband and wife in the family itself. When you have family, the husband, for example, if he doesn't fulfill the obligations, he doesn't give his wife her rights, then there are lots of problems will come up. Why? Because of the disobedience of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah Azza wa Jal has given us such a gift, which is Islam. Islam is way of life. If you fulfill it, then in itself, it's like a law. When you follow the law in normal ways, for example, in the street, you will avoid problems. But if you break the law, then you will face problems. You will have accidents, for example. Same time, in same manner, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has put us law in our life. And this law, if you fulfill it, if you follow it completely, then you will avoid lots of problems. Because lots of problems derived from being away from the orders of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And as a clear example is the husband and wife. For example, the husband does not want, for example, to spend money on his wife. Then you will have problem. The wife doesn't want to obey her husband, for example. Then you will have lots of problems. Then by avoiding the disobedience, the sins that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala forbid, in itself, this way, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will make your life easy and you will feel comfortable in your sight. Then Amongst these ways is to leave the haram or leave the sins. Last but not least, last one, and it is important one as well, to accept the giving of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It means الرضا. الرضا. If you don't accept it, you will say for yourself, why am I ugly, for example? And this person he looks good. Why my brother has a good looking wife? I have not. If you don't accept that, then you always think about it. And the devil will come straight away in every day to remind you about this matter. Then the only solution for that, to accept what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given you. What Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has divided between people. He gives someone will be very smart. Other person will be less smart. Someone will be very rich. Maybe he didn't do nothing in his life. His father is very rich, and he is from this family, and of course he will be very rich in the future. Why am I born? Why I was born, for example, in a poor family in Bangladesh, not in Australia? When you think in this matter, when you reject what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has divided for people in this life, then you always be depressed. You will feel depressed always about it. The only solution is to accept what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given you. But in same manner, you shouldn't accept your situation in relation to ibadat, to taklif. For example, you accept what Allah Azza wa Jal has given you. For example, I'm not very smart. Oh, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, thank you. And the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam has taught us to look at the people who are under us, not to look at the people who are over us. Why? To accept what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given us. And this is the way to accept it deeply from your heart. But in same manner, you shouldn't accept, I accept that, for example, I only pray 5 prayer a day. I accept it, and it's enough. You shouldn't say for that, because you can do much better. You can do more. Then if you accept that, then you are very weak, and you will lose in the day of judgment lots of levels in the Jannah. Then there's big difference to accept what we call it qada'ullah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It means what Allah Azza wa Jal has put, and you don't have any choice in it. You should distinguish between what we call it qada'ullah, what Allah Azza wa Jal has given you without having any choice, and between things that you have a choice in it, and you choose the least one. For example, you have the ability, you are able to pray in Fajr. Why you choose to pray at home? Then I shouldn't accept that. You should struggle yourself to be much better, to be in the first level, not in second level. Then accepting the giving of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we mean by that you should accept what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given you without any choice. As money, for example, your smartness, for example, how old, for example, you are born here, you are born there, etc. Then this situation, or if you follow that, you will feel relaxed. Oh Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, I accepted that I am very poor. It doesn't matter. I should look after the akhirah. after the day of judgment, I should think about Jannah much more than thinking about this dunya. And in this way, you will feel very happy in your side. Then happiness doesn't come from the materialistic issues, materialistic thing, from physical desires. It comes from your heart. And your heart, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will put, He only the one who will put this happiness in your heart. You will feel relaxed about it. And I think this is the only way that you can reach the happiness in this way. And there's a speech, some scholars said, إن في هذه الدنيا جنة من دخلها دخل جنة الآخرة. There's a paradise in this life. If you enter it, then you will enter the paradise in the day of judgment. This Jannah in this dunya, to accept the giving of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and you always try your best to be in the first or the highest level in every order that Allah Azza wa Jal has asked you. And this is referring to the verse from the Quran, الذي خلق الموت والحياة ليبلوكم أيكم أحسن عملا. He has created the life and the death in order to test you who is the best amongst you in his deeds. نسأل الله سبحانه وتعالى أن يبصرنا بالحق وأن يجعلنا ممن يستمع القول فيتبع أحسنه وصلى الله وسلم وبارك على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه أجمعين والحمد لله رب العالمين.
To listen to or download more Islamic lectures, please visit www.islamicmedia.com.au.